Hello and welcome again, everybody, to our podcast. This is Welcome to Livingston, where we invite local businesses on to talk about what's going on, and sometimes we take a break to inform people ourselves. My name is Don Putkela.
And I'm Angela Putkela, and we're with the Putkela Group Real Estate Professionals.
Yes, so today is one of those episodes that is just myself and Angela today. And sometimes we take a moment to talk about real estate stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes we take a moment to talk about some other things. Today we are going to sit back and talk a little bit about Livingston County.
Yeah. Well, and not just that. Here it's the end of May. Things are starting to warm up. Everybody's thinking about summer, right?
100%.
And we were just talking to somebody the other day to say, hey, are you taking any trips over the summer? He said, are you kidding me? I'll just, get out of Dodge when it's cold, but when it's beautiful, here's where I just love to be, is home.
100%. Yes. No, it is a great place to be. I love it in the summer. I'm an avid golfer and we have some great courses around here and such, but we thought we'd take a moment today to talk about all those events that happen in Livingston County. So if you are having a staycation, or you are just looking for places to have the kids go, or you're just like, what's going on in the community? We're here for you today to talk about all those things.
Yeah. A lot of the favorites, especially for people that aren't as familiar with our community, because those that are, we know you've probably certainly heard of a lot of these, but most likely have even attended at one point or another.
100%. And the funny thing is this is one of the reasons that at least I wanted to start the podcast, because there's been so many times over, we moved out here in 2002, right? So there's been so many times over the course of the years that you are going into downtown Howell, or you're getting off the freeway at Spencer and Brighton, and you come around the corner and you're like, why is Main Street closed down? Like, there's a festival going on and I didn't even know it was there, right? And it's already over.
Yeah. Like, boy, I sure wish I knew about that.
Exactly.
I would have liked to stop by.
Because we have so many great events and so many family-friendly events out here.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. So we're going to run down a list of a ton of things that are happening in the community to go over them. The first thing I wanted to talk about is farmers markets.
Yeah.
We have a vibrant farmers market scene in Livingston County.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I love that kind of the two main communities have them offset on different days. So whether Saturday's your jam or Sunday's better for you, there are places to go that you can just come and be able to shop at some of these local vendors.
Right. You can get yourself some fresh produce, cheese, fudge if you're in Howell.
We had the fudge guy on. There's so many different things. And these are just, in a lot of cases, they're local people that are right here. And it's just a fun thing to do right in your own community, whether you go for a little while or longer.
Right. Yeah. So for Brighton, Farmers Market in Brighton is on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It is in the parking lot right next to the mill pond. So, you can check out the Farmers Market, head over to the Imagination Station with your kids, go over and get some bread at Great Harvest,
yeah.
So it is so every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Last week was the first one. So you're looking at having those all through the summer right into October, which is great. And Howell Farmers Market is on Sundays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It is right there next to the courthouse on State Street. They have it all set up. They have a great setup there right next to Dairy Queen. Yep. So great for that. The Heartland Farmers Market is also on Saturday. That's between 9 and 2, and that's in the Rural King parking lot right there on M59. So great options to get out there and support local and check out the farmers markets.
Even something fun to do.
Yes.
You've been saying you've been wanting to go for a walk more, but you never make the time. Well, what a more fun way to just go for a walk is just see people, see cool stuff, and just see the town.
No, every time we go to one of these, we almost always run into somebody we know.
Always, yes.
And it's a great time to get out. And then when you're done with that, head downtown, shop the local shops, maybe get a bite to eat. It's a great time. Speaking of food, food trucks have become a really big thing nowadays.
Yeah, they really are. Everybody loves them. We've even had the Big Kahuna on. That's our favorite kind of, food truck type of person too.
Exactly. So if you're looking to take part in the food truck fair, trying to have lunch or dinner at the food truck, Pickney has their food truck Fridays. This year, they're going to be on June 21st, July 19th, and August 16th. It's in the square right in downtown Pickney. You can Google it and find out the information, but I know they have a number of food trucks that go there, and then they have some other activities at the same time to be able to enjoy that. Howell has a food truck Tuesdays, the second Tuesday of every month through August, and that is right in front of the courthouse that they get the food trucks lined up there in front of the courthouse and on State Street, and you can go down there and get a bite to eat from the food truck.
Yeah, so especially if you're not familiar with very many food trucks or want to just give it a try, there's always a nice variety at these events.
Yes.
Speaking of fun things to do on a Friday night, those concerts at the Howell Courthouse are really just, a quintessential part of our county, I feel like, because they're just every Friday night throughout the whole summer, aren't they?
Well, I always thought every Friday night, but it's Friday nights in August, like July and August. But this year there's 4 of them.
Okay.
So it's in August this year. You can check it out. They always have some really cool bands there. And what I have noticed is the community comes out for that.
Oh my gosh, do they?
They bring their lawn chairs, they get themselves set up. I know they've had like a Jimmy Buffett tribute band before. Magic Bus comes out there quite often. This year I think they have an Eagles tribute band that's going to be out there. But it is a fun event. A great time in downtown Howell. If you're down there, even if you're not at the courthouse, you can hear the music. And like you said, people come out for it.
Yeah.
It is really cool. And if you miss it in Howell, they do have it in Brighton. So up until the Streetscape project, they used to have the music downtown at the Mill Pond. And they used to have a car show with it. And because of traffic and other things and everything, they've moved that event over to the high school.
Okay.
But on Sunday nights in July and August, they have a car show there every week on Sunday night. And then they have live music as well. So that's a fun thing for people to go to as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And what I like about these events is it's different things for different people. If you have a classic car, you want opportunities to get out there and to meet other people that have them and look at the cars and everything. And what a great thing to go to. You're going to, park your car there, set up your lawn chair. You got some live music to listen to. Or even if you're going to the Howell one, like you said, people watching is a big part of this.
Yes, it really is. And it's neat because it's throughout the whole summer. So, and a lot of times people's schedule throughout the summer include graduation parties and weddings and things like that. So obviously people are very busy, but in the times that you're not, know that there's some fun things to do all around the county.
Oh, 100%. And we're going to get into some of those festivals.
Yes.
In Michigan, and I know all over the Midwest, everywhere, festivals are a big thing. But I remember being a kid and getting dragged to so many festivals that I have great memories of,
yes,
right?
Yes, you do.
But going to, demolition derbies or going to county fairs and such, and going to the state fair when the state fair was downtown on 8 Mile and Michigan Avenue, but downtown at the Michigan State Fairgrounds. It was just so many fun things to do. And out in this area, we have a lot of different festivals. And I was going to go by date, but I think to jump to what we think of as the biggest ones and then go through that. So what do you think of as like the quintessential festival in Livingston County?
That's really putting me on the spot. Taste of Brighton, I think is huge.
I do love Taste of Brighton.
Yeah, I think that's really a big one. And I think the the Balloon Fest?
For me, the big one for me, and I guess it's where you live in the county.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the Howell area, see, I remember the Balloon Fest even coming out to Howell as a kid. We've been out here since 2002, right?
Right.
But I had an aunt and uncle that lived in Howell. That the Balloon Fest is just a huge event. But we have so many different huge events, like you said. So why don't we go through some of these, and I'll start at the top so we can go through the summer. Pinckney has Art in the Park, which is a great event. They bring in a lot of local vendors, a lot of artists and such that you can go and you can check that out. That's on June 1st and 2nd this year. It is right in downtown Pinckney in the park there to be able to go down and go to an outdoor art show, kind of like the Ann Arbor Art Fair, but in Pinckney.
Yeah.
The Hamburg has a family fun fest this year. It's from June 12th to June 16th. If you're looking for that, kind of like a county fair on a smaller scale, that is a great event to bring kids out to and do all of those sorts of things. So that's a fun thing to go to as well.
Very neat. Now, I didn't even realize that Heartland has a polo classic.
Oh my gosh. That's one that for a couple of years I've wanted us to go to, and I haven't gone to because I'm just fascinated with the whole classic polo grounds type event. So Heartland has a polo classic at Heritage Park. It is every year. This year it's on June 8th and 9th. If you're going to come on Saturday, that is a 21 and up event. They want you to deck out like you're going to the Kentucky Derby. They are requiring men to be in like suits, like you would think of at like polo. They want women to come in the sundresses and the big hats. Tickets are like $100. You can get a table of 8 and to go to this event, and they're going to have a classic polo match there.
Wow.
That you get to go to. Sunday is a family friendly day. Tickets are a lot less. I think they're like $30 or less. Please check the website to check it out. But they have it every year. It's a big event, and a lot of people have no idea that this exists in our county.
Yeah, because I don't even remember hearing people talking about it. So that's, good to get the word out and something really fun to do. So that's at the top of June.
Yes.
Really, and we have a guest from out of state coming in at the beginning of June. So that's kind of a fun thing.
Yeah, that would be an interesting thing to say, hey, you're going to a polo match, right?
There you go. But yep, the Hamburg Family Fun Fest, that's a big deal. Neat. And I have heard of a lot of different events down in Hell.
Yeah, Hell has a lot of different fun events. I know they have an event every year. I wasn't able to find the date on it, where they have hearses from all over Michigan and all over the Midwest come in, and they have like a car show, but it's for hearses.
Wow.
Right? So that's cool. But what they have, this Hello Summerfest, it's almost like Halloween in the middle of the summer. So, they have a festival there. You can come out, check it out and everything. But Hell has been trying to do a lot of fun stuff to be able to have that. And that's June 15th this year.
That's on a Saturday.
Yep. The next one that I thought was really good. So all of you listening, last year, Mount Brighton had their first Yellowstone Country Music Festival. It went off great. We did not go to it. I heard about it. I heard they had a really good turnout for it. So this is the second one that they're doing. It is June 22nd this year. It's from 4 to 10 p.m. They have a number of country acts that are going to be performing there. You do have to get tickets paid to go in, but I heard great things about last year, and it's nice that Mount Brighton is starting to do more things during the summer.
Yeah.
And that they have this country music festival coming in.
That's great. Now, that's a big weekend because the day before, on June 21st, Cleary University is having their Summer Fest over at their stadium. And there's tacos, there's tequila, there's tunes. That's a big event for them as well.
Wow.
So, yeah, something to check out.
That is cool. And the nice thing is I think in Livingston County and in Southeast Michigan, there is always something going on.
Yes.
And there's always a festival or a local fair or something that if you're looking to get out there and do something with your family, if you're looking to, jump in your convertible and head out, if you're a motorcycle person and you're just looking for a ride and someplace to head to have fun, we have so much of that around here.
Yeah. There's just tons every weekend. And I've been kicking myself because I already know as soon as we're done with this episode, I'm going to come across a dozen other fantastic events that we didn't mention. You know, there's just always something. And sometimes Facebook is a good resource.
Well, and one of the things I would say there, we do a newsletter every month that we send out to people. It has a real estate article, has some stats and figures of stats for real estate and such. But one of the things I put on there every month is I put local events that are coming up. And I pick 4 to 5 events every month to have in there so that the people that get the newsletter are able to know, hey, this is coming up. Maybe it's something that's happening at the Brighton Center for Performing Arts, or, the Howell Library is having a used book sale, or the winter market at the Howell Opera House, those types of things, and all the festivals we put in there. Yeah. So if any of you guys are listening, you can go to our website, Welcome to Livingston, and you can sign up to get that newsletter. And you get that newsletter somewhere between, the 1st and the 4th of every month. I'm trying to get it out on the first.
Always that first week there.
Yes. But it lets you have those local events. So like you said, when, every time I turn around, there's another event that I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was going on. How did I not know about this?
Yeah, exactly. So those are fun to put those in there. And it's really a nice piece because then you have an article usually about home ownership and, tips getting the home, winterized or whatever.
Right.
And so it's not all just real estate, You
No.
might not be planning to, buy or sell or anything for years to come, and that's okay. This might still be a nice little resource for you. So know that between local events, because we are so locally focused, and we always do our own little column as well in terms of just talking about what's going on in the community, or like with the food drive that we just had for the Livingston County Association of Realtors. We did a lot to help promote that. I'm on the committee for that, and then in terms of our article and stuff on there too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
that, and I did not, I made that list and I didn't even know about Clear University.
I know. I was looking up some too to add. So try to interject some other things. But the Balloon Fest, I do remember when we first moved here, we were very excited about the Balloon Fest. And we thought that the balloons would just come on over because winds up some years they do. But you can't control the weather.
Right.
And usually it's in the morning or it's at dusk. And we didn't know that. So we had lots of relatives. Basically middle of the day, okay, there's no balloons.
Yeah.
But in terms of the festival itself, you can go and see the balloons and everything else going on with it.
Right? Well, and that is great. So this year it's June 28th to 30th. It is always right around the end of June. Our anniversary is June 24th, and there's a number of years that it's like right on our anniversary.
Yeah.
But the Balloon Fest is amazing, and they've gone through some different iterations of it over the years. But the biggest thing is, one, if you want to see all the balloons, get up really early, head down to Howell High School where they have the target, because the Balloon Fest is the balloon challenge. And what they're really doing is these balloons are coming and they're competing. So they get up in the morning and they have to be so many miles away where they launch. And they're trying to get a beanbag on a target at the high school. And it's how do they navigate the winds to get there? So if you get there early in the morning, you can set up your chair. And as each one comes in, they'll tell you about the balloon, who's flying the balloon, all of these things. And you get to see each one come in, right?
Yeah.
Now, the flip side of that, if you want to see something really cool, you need to come to the glow at night.
Yes.
The glow is amazing. So what they do with the glow is they'll take like 30 balloons and they'll have them all light up and air up on the field there. And they'll all...
I feel like there's not as many as that. But there's a lot.
There's a lot. It feels like a ton.
It feels like that.
And if you have little kids, they'll feel like it's a million balloons.
Yeah, yeah.
But they all light their fires at like the same time. And they have music playing and such. So it's really cool. But usually the Balloon Fest will have skydivers come in. They used to have like a little dog show downtown. Sometimes they have like art fair stuff come in there. They have the food trucks and everything. It is a really fun thing. But one of the things our kids like when they were kids, you have a carnival, like the amusement rides come in, right?
And we haven't consulted with anyone, so we don't know this year what they're having or what they're not. But yeah, in the past, certainly.
Well, they've almost always had the carnival.
Yeah.
Right. So like on Friday, our kids would get like the all day pass and go down there and like ride the Ferris wheel and the tilt-a-whirl and all that stuff, and just have a really good fun time.
So definitely a lot of fun. And we'd actually volunteered for a couple of years when they were much younger for the family fun tent.
Yes.
And those were some great times. In fact, actually, you created a giant Jenga before that was even a thing.
I made 2 giant Jengas one year that they had there, and then we kept one, and one was given to the YMCA camp.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. That was a much longer process than I thought. Yeah. It takes a lot of sanding to get those perfect, so they'll slide in and out.
Yeah, you're not necessarily the biggest woodworker, but some friends from over there really wanted this done, and you stood up to the task. So
yes.
I can do that.
Yeah.
So certainly you're right. The Balloon Fest is one that's near and dear to our heart personally.
100%. After the Balloon Fest, 4th of July parades, a lot of the communities around here have 4th of July parades. The big one that I think of is the one in Brighton, because they connect that with the
Duck Run.
The Duck Run. And the Duck Run is a 5K, 10K, and a half marathon. But if you come down to the 4th of July parade, we're in the parade a number of years with the Livingston County Spartans, right?
Yeah, go green.
Go white. But one of the things they do, so the first year we went to the parade with kids. So I'm walking back, we're trying to get their car, and all of a sudden we're going through the intersection, and the fire department has come, and they've put their ladder all the way up, and they are spraying their hoses down on the kids in the road.
And it was a hot day.
It was
crazy, and the kids were like, what?
What is this, right? So then you realize after that, hey, maybe have them wear a bathing suit down to the parade, right?
Yeah. But they're kids, it didn't matter.
Right.
But boy, that was really kind of the cherry on top of the icing.
Yeah.
It was really
It is. So
awesome.
They have a really good turnout, and it's just 4th of July is just a great day and a great event. And to go to a small town 4th of July parade is quintessential Midwest, and you need to do it.
And my challenge to you, all of our listeners, anybody that is in town for 4th of July, I'll bet you there's an organization that like and or support that is appearing in that parade. It's a lot of fun to watch a parade, but can I tell you, it's a lot of fun to be in a parade. Like, that's my challenge to you is go help out, go get involved and be in the parade. And it's just really changes your perspective.
100%. And we have also done a water station for the Duck Run.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of fun.
Bring the kids out and have them hand out the cups of water.
And then one of the reasons they call it the Duck Run is at the mill pond, you can get a duck or bet on a duck. They have the numbers on the bottom of the ducks, and they put thousands of ducks in the mill pond.
Yeah.
And they race to see which duck gets to the finish line first. So again, that's a fun thing for the kids. So now we're down to one that you really like, which is Taste of Brighton.
Taste of Brighton. Well, because it's food, and I like to eat, and I like all the restaurants in Brighton, and
it's back to downtown this year.
Yes, it's fantastic. And we've done an episode on that one. I don't think we've done a Balloon Fest episode at all.
We have not.
Yeah.
No, we should figure that out.
But we have done an episode for the Taste of Brighton, and that was so much fun to kind of learn behind the scenes and how that all works.
No, Thaddeus puts a lot of time into Taste of Brighton.
And they all do.
They all do. The whole committee, the community, the committee, and they are so excited about having it back downtown. So Taste of Brighton is July 12th and 13th. We love coming down, walking through downtown, seeing everything that's going on, getting some amazing food.
Yes.
Right. So skip breakfast.
Yeah. Just
come down.
Plan to eat.
Check that out. The other one we'll talk about later is the Smokin' Jazz and Barbecue Blues Fest. Yes. My favorite one for eating.
Yeah.
I love Taste of Brighton, but the barbecue
I like that
is
one too.
Good. So check that out and come down and support and come to Taste of Brighton. It's all supporting local and such. and there's a ton of good ones there. And like you said before, Big Kahuna, which is one of my favorites, is usually there. So
And even
that's good.
some for, some of these, you get some of the outside whatnot. But the nice part is when it's together by the shops, a lot of times they'll run specials.
yes.
They'll have sales. They'll have special products done.
Right.
And these small downtown shops, I mean, this is their bread and butter, and the festivals mean so much to them. And bringing those crowds in and giving you a chance to just pop into stores that you might not otherwise, even know is there or whatnot. It's
Right.
just really a fun thing to do.
Being able to support those local shops, check out the sales that they have. This, like you said, some of them plan all year for these events, and they bring in special things just for these events. So even if you've been in that shop, you need to go to that shop that weekend because you might see something different than you've ever seen before.
Right. And I think there's a lot of new shops that have opened as well.
100%. Yep.
Definitely.
Yep. So we go from that to Fowlerville Fair, which is their big event.
Yes.
So Fowlerville Fair at the Fowlerville Fairgrounds, they have so much going on there. They have a whole website dedicated to it. 4-H is out there. They have, concerts. They have a ton of things going on. I don't know everything that's involved this year, but the Fowlerville Fair is from July 22nd to 27th. And they have had huge acts out there over the years before they were big. So I know like 20 years ago, Rascal Flatts played there before anyone knew who Rascal Flat was. So check them out. Sometimes they have a demolition derby out there, other things. So it's a great event to go to. The community supports it. They work all year towards that. These festivals, any of these festivals, the people that work on
the
volunteers, that is a 12-month job for some of these people.
Yeah.
To get
on top
ready.
of their regular everyday jobs, right?
To get ready for that 1, 2, or 3 days, right?
Yes. An absolute blitz. And by going and supporting, they've done all this hard work. So just go and support and enjoy, because that's so much of what makes our community as special as it is just the love that everyone around here pours into our community.
100%. 100%, which brings us to the Howell Melon Fest.
Yes. That's
what I like about the Howell Melon Fest is going and getting melon-flavored ice cream.
Really?
Yeah, they have it there. It's good.
They do. See, but to me, that's not the favorite. It's just seeing everybody and the little kids where they're rolling the melons in the melon race. Okay,
yes,
that is
that is a lot of fun.
Cutest thing ever. Yeah.
But the thing is there's things for everybody of the different things, and
Yes.
and the reason I mentioned the melon-flavored ice cream is that's the only time I can get it.
Okay, that's true. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And it's the only time you're seeing the little kids rolling the melons too. So they're, it's those different things, but that is right in downtown Howell, August 15th to the 18th. There are a ton of local shops there too that get geared up for this. So go support them.
Yeah. No,
Right?
absolutely. It's fun. And I remember one year it fell on our daughter's birthday, and I think she turned 4 or 5, and they had they had just all kinds of fun stuff for kids for free, just all out there. But it was where she would climb this huge.
Yes.
It was legitimately
They did
big.
the inflatable rock climbing, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And since it was her birthday, and of course, like I said, I think she was 4. She turned 4. She had a ball gown, right? And it's like, it was a hand-me-down, so why not? The 4-year-old wants to wear a ball gown on her, or, fancy dress on her birthday. And so there we were, and she was rock climbing all the way to the very top of this huge inflatable wall that, her one brother couldn't even make it up, and she's just fearless. And that just summed her up.
Yep.
And I remember that was at this event. That was so much fun. Happy memories.
100%. 100%. So after that, we have the Brighton Street Art Fair on August 23rd through the 25th. They're going to close down Main Street, and you're going to have an art fair down there. So if you went to the Pickney Art in the Park and you decided not to buy something that you wanted to buy, make sure you come back to the Brighton one, because a lot of these vendors do a lot of these local ones. And you could I saw you at the last one. I was looking at this. Do you still have that? Or do you have something similar?
They may have something completely different. If you bought something, really enjoyed that artist, maybe they'll be back.
100%. So that's a really good thing. to support.
Yeah, and before we get too far, because the dates on that is August 23rd to 25th, right?
Yep.
So over on August 24th, the Brighton Center for the Performing Arts has a special Elvis in Person starring Matt Stone and the TEC Band.
Wow.
So that's something that's big that they're promoting. That sounds like a
Go
lot
see
of
an
fun.
Elvis impersonator.
Yeah. Who doesn't like Elvis?
Well, we need to know, are we having a young Elvis? Are we having a fat Elvis? Are we having a Hawaii
matter.
Elvis?
Doesn't matter.
They're all good,
How
right?
How often can you see an Elvis-esque performance?
Well,
right?
if you go to Vegas, you just have to walk down the street.
But we're not in Vegas. We're in Livingston County, and we can still have fun here.
We can. And
Yes.
an Elvis impersonator is always fun.
Yes, exactly.
So that is
and the music,
so cool.
so.
And the thing is between the Brighton Center for Performing Arts, I don't have the dates on. If you check out the Howell Community Theater, one of the things that I think that is really cool they do that I haven't been to, but I've been wanting to, is they do old time radio broadcasts where they have the people get on the stage and they're making the sound effects and everything. And it's just a really fun thing to do. And one of the things we have in Livingston County is we have such a vibrant theater.
Yeah.
Between the Pickney Players, the Brighton Center for Performing Arts, the Howell Community Theater, the Heartland Theater, there's just so much going on.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of fun things to see and do. And I believe that there's also improv done out of the Howell group too.
They do.
And,
they have an improv troupe.
But it's just so many fun things. And I feel like we've got people that are here in the county that no matter what you're interested in, there's something out there for you and something you can get more involved in. And I feel like people should get more involved just because.
No, I think you can find your passion and get involved in all those local events and do those little things. And, I wanted to get to two more things here and then hit on overall. But the Brighton Smoke and Jazz and Barbecue Blues Fest, September 6th and 7th. I love that event. One, I really like the barbecue food.
Yeah.
Two,
the
beer tent is really good. And the music that they have there is fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really fun. And the weather's still decent.
Right.
Because it's the top of September.
And our son, who's so into jazz,
yes,
he may sit there all day listening.
He's notorious for that.
Yes.
He'll sit and listen to jazz being played. So,
yep.
So that's kind of a cool thing. And by the way, fit in there is the whole Witches Night Out. I don't have the exact date of that, but that is always like the very end of September.
Right, yeah. So and there's
Downtown
Howell Witches Night Out is a huge event. They get so many people coming down to that.
Right. And we were talking to somebody recently that said, "Oh, I know about that event. We were out to dinner once, and then all of a sudden these women kept walking by and they're all dressed up like witches. We didn't know what was going on." And it's, kind of just a big fun little event.
It is. And that leads us into the Legend of Sleepy Howell, 5K and the trick-or-treating and everything, that they do a really good job down there in terms of having a great event that is family-friendly to get the kids out. When you have little kids and Halloween, you are looking for every opportunity available to have them get into that outfit more than once.
Well, because of how expensive it is.
Right. And you have these years where Halloween comes and it is, cold and wet and rainy and maybe
That's
snowing.
True. Yes. Halloween proper, feel like never has good weather.
Right. So Legend of Sleepy Hollow is on Howell is on a Saturday, the Saturday before. They did not have the exact date. So I looked at the past 3 years and it was always the Saturday before Halloween. And the Saturday before Halloween this year is the 26th. Right. So check on the Chamber website.
Between now and then, we'll definitely be putting some things up because the focus here mainly was more the summer. But
100%.
Such a big event that's something to have on the radar.
Yes. So, the thing is there's so many different things to do in our community. We have great parks. We have great golf courses. There's so many lakes to go out to and such. And a lot of times we forget just how much there is to do in the summer. So when you have your kids and they're going around, they're going, "I'm bored. What am I going to do today?" There's a million things to do. You just got to go out there and look for them, right?
Yep. It's out there and it's fun. and so many things very reasonably priced even.
100%. So if you see us out and about at these festivals and at these events that we do try to get out to as much as we can, please stop us and say hi.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Honest to goodness. And I'd love to hear that you've listened to our podcast. People share that with us all the time, and it makes me so happy.
Yep.
Because we just toss it out into the world and don't always necessarily know who
and
all
sometimes
is listening.
we volunteer at these. We've been at the beer tent before.
Right.
We have a idea that at some point we're going to have a booth. So I'm throwing that out there that I want to do that at some point.
We'll have to see,
Yep.
But even especially with the kids and the volunteer work that we try to do and fit in, we've handed out water at the duck run. And so, a lot of these, not only have we come and attended, we've helped the people putting them on help make it a better
100%.
experience for everybody attending.
Yeah, we've been involved in the Melon Fest before, been involved in the
so many things. So
Balloon
that's
Fest.
My challenge is, A, go attend these, but B, if you attend them usually, what's to say you don't find a way to volunteer and help out and participate and support those in a whole new way that you haven't before.
That's so true, because we've talked to a lot of these festivals and we always ask them, is there an opportunity to volunteer? And unequivocally, it's yes, we could use more people. So, just, reaching out to the Greater Brighton Chamber of Commerce, the Howell Chamber of Commerce, a lot of times they're hosting these events. And if they're not, they know the people that are involved in it, and they can connect you with the right person, because volunteering and getting out there to give is
back.
So beneficial. And to have your kids involved in that and to teach them
Yes.
how to give back. I remember at the Balloon Fest, our oldest son, when he was in Boy Scouts, he went and helped with the Boy Scout tent there. And the first year, he's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. And then after that, he loved it.
Yeah, there was no arguing.
There was no
that.
arguing, because he loves being able to, they don't realize the volunteer, and they remember the fun that they had doing it.
Yeah.
And then they're learning how much fun it is to give back.
Yeah, honest to gosh. That's
Yep.
what makes the world turn.
It does. So please check out these events. If you are involved in a local event, that we would love to have you on our podcast to be able to
Promote
it.
Yeah.
So
we do record a couple of weeks in advance, so that always gets challenging.
yes,
But
looking into next year too.
yeah, absolutely. Because ultimately this podcast, we have small business, we have local causes and local events. And those are the things that we focus on, along with, of course, every now and again, some real estate
Exactly.
in terms of getting to work, right?
Yeah.
But it's a great community, and we're privileged and blessed to be part of it.
100%. So thank you guys so much for listening today. Please like and subscribe to our podcast. Check us out online at welcometolivingston.com. If you want our newsletter, which has some of these local events coming up in it, please, there's a button on there to sign up for it, and then you'll get that every month, and you can see, hey, Balloon Fest is coming up this month. Hey, this is what's going on at the Brighton Center for Performing Arts.
A lot of times little ones that you never even knew. So
no,
it's nice
like
sometimes
we put the plays in there and such. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how many things are going on that you're like, wow, I could have gone to that and didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Right?
So better to know in advance.
100%.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us today. It's been really fun to share these events with you, and we hope that you have a fantastic summer and enjoy our future episodes as well.
Yes, thank you so much. And
welcome to Livingston.